The way that prospects are searching for a new MSP is changing dramatically. The old way, where people just went onto Google and did their own research, is increasingly being replaced by the new way, where someone gets AI to do the research phase for them and then just validates the suggestions made. That means you need to understand what the AI-insisted buyer journey is and make sure your MSP has all the correct marketing resources in place. You know how for years we've all been obsessed with SEO, search engine optimization. You know, getting your keywords right, building backlinks, and just ranking higher on Google. That's been the game for years. Well, the game's changing again. And if you're not watching what's happening with AI discovery, you could slowly find your MSP disappearing from view. Let me explain. So I was recently reading a pretty cool newsletter, and it was about a company called, I think it's pronounced Docebo. They're not in our world. They sell something called a learning management system. Goodness knows what that is. But they've been quietly killing it, frankly, in a new world of what's got many different names, but seems to be being called Answer Engine Optimization, or AEO. You may have heard me refer to it before in videos or on the podcast as GEO, but let's call it AEO, Answer Engine Optimization from here on forward. In simple terms, this is all about being discovered inside AI tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, or Perplexity, because that's where many people are now going to do their research. So instead of just going onto Google and typing, what's the best MSP for me, or IT support near me, they're asking ChatGPT, what's the best IT support for a 20-person business that's a legal practice or something like that. To use the example I was reading in the newsletter, they're going onto ChatGPT and saying, what's the best LMS, learning management system for a 500-person company with a remote workforce? And if you're not one of the companies that the AI mentions, then you don't even get a chance. So that company I was telling you about, Docebo, they noticed this some time ago, and they decided to go all in on giving AI the resources it needs to make sure they come up in that AI research. And now nearly 13% of their high intent leads, so that's a bit of a marketing term for people who actually go on to book demos. So for you, a high intent lead will be someone who books a 15-minute call into your calendar. For that company, 13% of their high intent leads are now coming from AI discovery. That's gone up 400% in a year. And they're all doing this because they're a big business, but it's all being powered by one person in their marketing team using the right strategy and a bit of clever AI automation. And here's what I really found fascinating from reading this newsletter. They realized that the real battle here is no longer about generic keywords or anything like that. It's actually about brand. So when people are using AI tools, they'll get a recommendation, and then they'll take the brand and they'll go onto Google and search for the brand name directly. So this company, Docebo, they shifted their focus from trying to rank on Google for best LMS, which is their keyword, to making sure that more people actually knew their name, Docebo, which is a big mindset shift in your marketing. And if you've had an SEO-driven strategy, you might need a similar big mindset shift, because it means that the most important metric isn't how high are we on Google, it's how many people are searching for our own brand. In other words, your reputation becomes your SEO. So you run an MSP and you might be thinking, well, Paul, this is fascinating, but we're not playing at Docebo's level. And of course, you're right. But this shift does affect you too. Because over the next couple of years, as we go into 2026 and then 2027, your prospects are going to stop Googling IT support this town or near me. And instead, they are going to ask their preferred AI tool, which IT companies in my area have great customer service and specialize in cybersecurity. And if those AI tools don't know about you, if they can't find enough trustworthy, well-structured, up-to-date content about your business, then you'll vanish from the shortlist before it's even written. And that's why now is the time to start building your discoverability. So I've got for you 3 things that you can do. Number 1, keep your website content fresh, structured, and factual. So AI tools, they love data tables, they love clear headings in blogs, and they love real case studies. Make sure you've got plenty of that on your website. Number 2, make sure your brand name is mentioned in lots of the right context. So obviously on your website, but also if you can get other articles written about you elsewhere. Obviously, if you can get mentions on review platforms where they actually put the business name in. That would be fantastic if you can get your customers to do that. And you might even try and build up mentions of your MSP in forums like Reddit or Quora. Not because the humans are going to go there to look for you, but because it's going to help with your AI discoverability. And then number 3, to focus your SEO more on who you are and what problems you solve, rather than chasing random keywords that don't convert. So yes, SEO is still going to be a thing going forward, but I think this is quite exciting because it's hard. If you're one of 50 or 60 MSPs in a town and someone else is already dominating traditional SEO for keywords, this is great because now you're focusing your SEO on making sure that more people know about your MSP. And this company, Docebo's research and success, in fact, shows what's possible. They're now generating pipeline and leads and clients from AI searches, and they're doing it right now. And they've done it not by gaming the system, but by creating genuinely useful, high-trust content that AI can easily understand and find and surface and parse and turn into research for people. So here's my opinion. Just as we all have to learn SEO as part of our marketing, it's something we've all had to do over the last couple of decades. Now we'll all need to learn AEO over the next few years. And this really is the start of the next big shift in online visibility. And if your MSP isn't being mentioned by the machines, it might as well not exist.
Paul Green's MSP Marketing Edge.